In 1977, Foden unveiled a new truck at a hotel in central London. The Fleetmaster, a pressed steel tilting cab, twin headlamps, Rolls-Royce or Cummins power. The last genuinely new Foden design before an American company bought the factory and eventually turned one of Britain's greatest truck makers into a rebadged DAF. This is the story of the Foden Fleetmaster, the swan song of a Sandbach institution. Edwin Foden began his engineering career in 1856, starting an apprenticeship at the Plant and Hancock agricultural workshop in Elworth, near Sandbach. Walking 3 miles to the forge each day, he mastered metalworking and casting, eventually acquiring the business to formally establish Edwin Foden Sons and Company in 1887. Under his leadership, the Sandbach Works developed a reputation for exceptional in-house capability. Unlike competitors who assembled bought-in components, Foden insisted on designing and building its own chassis, engines and drivetrains. By 1900, this engineering strength led the firm to produce 3-ton steam wagons. The heavy haul market quickly embraced these vehicles, and Foden became the world's largest manufacturer of steam road transport during the early 20th century. Yet as regulations and technology changed, the company adapted. In 1931, the company built the F1 lorry. Powered by a 5-cylinder Gardner engine, the F1 became Britain's first commercially successful diesel lorry, initiating the permanent transition away from steam. In the post-war era, this self-reliant approach secured Foden's premium status. Operators chose the brand for its heavy-duty capability, typified by rugged Gardner-powered 8-wheelers. Sandbach also developed its own proprietary power units, including a durable, though divisive, 2-stroke diesel engine. This power unit reflected a company determined to control its technical direction, relying on independent engineering rather than industry-standard assemblies. In 1958, Foden broke from traditional British truck design by introducing the S21, the first mass-produced cab made of lightweight, glass-reinforced plastic. Its sweeping, curved shape stood in sharp contrast to the flat-fronted metal cabs of the era. Intrigued by this futuristic appearance, the press dubbed the vehicle the Spaceship and the Sputnik. Yet drivers settled on a more affectionate nickname, Mickey Mouse, inspired by the twin circular instrument housings on the dashboard. The S21 remained a symbol of Foden's visual creativity until production ended in 1969. To free up assembly capacity, Foden replaced it in 1972 with the more conventional angular S80 and S83 series, featuring the fiberglass S70 cab. These reliable workhorses ran until late 1977, but by then the British market had grown increasingly hostile. Continental newcomers like Volvo and Scania offered highly advanced cabs with superior driver comfort and turbocharged power, while domestic builders Bedford, Ford, ERF and Seddon Atkinson added intense commercial pressure. The Sandbach firm could no longer rely solely on its legendary reputation. To survive, Foden needed an entirely new class of machine. On November 3, 1977, Foden officially unveiled its new flagship heavy tractor unit at the Europa Hotel in central London, carrying the registration plate YNO957S. This first Fleetmaster debuted in a striking factory white and brown livery that immediately established the model's modern public identity. Visually, the truck departed from the earlier S83 cabbed variants. While those previous models retained large single headlamps, the Fleetmaster featured a modern front profile defined by its twin headlamp clusters. The cab structure itself marked a major departure from the company's traditional manufacturing methods. Produced by Motor Panels of Coventry, the pressed steel tilting design carried the internal code S95 for the Fleetmaster, while the S90 designation was assigned to its sister model, the Hallmaster. At the initial launch, the vehicle was available as a day cab only, with a dedicated sleeper cab option arriving in 1978. This modular cab shell accommodated flexible glazing arrangements, enabling operators to choose between alternative windscreen layouts while maintaining structural interchangeability across their fleets. Beneath the cab lay an even more significant shift in Foden's engineering philosophy. Moving away from the company's long-held tradition of building its own engines and drivetrains, Foden offered buyers a choice of proprietary Cummins or Rolls-Royce power units. The Rolls-Royce Eagle 290, rated at 290 brake horsepower at 1,950 revolutions per minute, worked in tandem with a Fuller RT9509A 9-speed manual transmission. When the trade journal Commercial Motor later conducted a rigorous road test of the demonstrator, the publication validated its performance, attributing the truck's excellent hill climbing ability and fuel efficiency directly to the Rolls-Royce power plant. For operators accustomed to the utilitarian S80 and S83 models, climbing into the Fleetmaster revealed a completely different standard of refinement. The motor panel's cab offered an environment designed to compete directly with Swedish imports. Drivers gained access to the workspace through wide-opening doors and well-positioned steps, finding an interior with high-quality cab trim and logically arranged controls. Forward visibility was a major focus. Foden specified a large single-piece windscreen swept by a 3-wiper system with built-in washers, ensuring a clear view in heavy rain. On long-distance haulage, the layout proved highly practical. Along with generous storage compartments, the cabin featured both 12-volt and 24-volt power outlets to run basic driver appliances. Underneath the floor, the Fuller RT9509A 9-speed manual transmission provided positive, dependable gear selection. This mechanical reliability, paired with a quiet interior, allowed Foden to target markets beyond British shores. A heavy-duty 38-ton gross combination mass version was developed specifically for export, reflecting the company's determination to rebuild its international presence even as domestic economic pressures mounted. For loyal haulers, the Fleetmaster felt like a proper return to form. It combined modern European comfort with the rugged, heavy-haul reputation that had defined the Sandbach company for generations. By 1974, severe cash flow issues forced Foden to seek financial assistance from the British government. Although a brief period of profitability followed, the company entered receivership in late 1979. The American heavy-duty truck manufacturer PACCAR purchased the company for £7 million in 1980, valuing Foden specifically for its customization capability and specialist vehicle expertise. PACCAR used this strength to assemble heavy-duty Kenworth C500 off-road trucks at the Sandbach plant for Middle Eastern oil fields, but the independence of the Sandbach manufacturer was steadily eroding. After PACCAR acquired DAF in 1996 and Leyland Trucks in 1998, the Foden brand was gradually consolidated into a unified European platform sharing chassis and cabs. Foden-branded trucks became rebadged DAFs, offering buyers Caterpillar, Cummins or Detroit diesel engine options. This process ended in 2006 when the final Foden DF rolled off the assembly line, bringing a century of independent vehicle manufacturing to a close. This final chapter confirmed that the 1977 Fleetmaster was the swan song of a great Sandbach institution, the last time a Foden carried its own cab, its own vision and its own distinct identity. If you ever drove a Foden Fleetmaster or remember the classic kite badge on British roads, please share your memories in the comments below. Please subscribe for more British transport history. Severe corrosion in both the pressed steel motor panels cabs and the steel chassis frames has made intact Fleetmasters exceptionally rare today. Only a handful of sympathetically restored examples survive, but when they appear at British historic truck shows, their original launch styling and the red and blue kite badge immediately draw crowds. These survivors, alongside the curved glass-reinforced plastic S21 from 1958, serve as physical bookends to Foden's most creative design era. Though production has long since vanished, the Sandbach factory site still stands in Cheshire, a quiet geographic link to the story of Britain's last great independent truck builder. The Fleetmaster remains the ultimate swan song of a Sandbach institution. As standardised rigs dominate today's highways, that legendary kite badge represents a lost era of British engineering. If you drove one, or remember the kite badge on British roads, comment below. Subscribe for more transport history.